This is payoff edition of First Take, folks. It's Stephen A. Smith's birthday.
There he is. He's in the house. Tony Romo is here.
It's the worst day of my professional career.
No, it's not. This is the greatest day of my
your career?
professional life.
This hurts. This really hurts. This is the lowest of the low. You hoodwinked me.
You look to me like a walking piece of mediocrity.
It's a cowboy cake.
It's a cowboy cake.
It's a
cowboy cake.
From my heart, happy birthday.
Thank you, bro.
Happy
Thank y'all so
birthday.
much.
It's Wednesday, October 14th. Clearly a very, very special day. Welcome into First Take. It's Stephen A. Smith's birthday. Also a much better birthday, as you can see, than last year when he had to wear a Tony Romo jersey, even though I thought he looked cute in it.
I did too.
Skip Bayless. I'm Molly Karam here with you in studio. Stephen A. joining us from New York City. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Molly. What's going on, big boy?
You know, I got to tell you, first, happy birthday. And second,
Thank you.
The more I see that clip, the better you look in that hat and that jersey, man. It's made for you.
I certainly ain't interested in you telling me what I look good in and what I don't. Let me be very, very clear about that. But I will say to you that today's birthday is already better than last year's because I have on my clothes. So I'm good. I'm good with it. I do look good, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
You do look good, but now that you're another year older, I must tell you, this does increase the chances that more and more people are going to come up to me on the street and ask me how much older you are than I am.
Please. Well, listen, I'm 48. So the minute they hear something in the 40s, they'll know that you're still ahead of me. You don't even have to worry about that. Right. But I'm happy I'm getting older, man. It doesn't bother me one bit. I don't think I look 48. I damn sure don't feel 48. I'm good.
Stephen A., you are like fine wine. You're getting better with age. That's the truth.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Thank you so much.
That is the truth. All right. Happy birthday again. Let's get into it. Speaking of those Cowboys, they now have their third starting quarterback this season. This, according to ESPN and media reports, first reported by our Ed Warder. Dallas has informed Brandon Weeden that Matt Cassel will start for their team after their bye week at the Giants. The Cowboys are 0-3 with Weeden starting for the injured Tony Romo. Romo will miss at least 4 more games before he's eligible to come off the IR designated to return list. Now, Skip, you said this was your last hope. What's your reaction to this move?
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith, I did start campaigning at halftime on Twitter of Sunday's debacle against the Patriots at Jerry World for Matt Cassel. But let me preface what could be my lengthy remarks on this subject by telling you that, yes, you're often right about me. I do get over-emotional, and I do tend to overreact when it comes to my Cowboys or my Spurs or my Sooners. So, being that it is your birthday, I'm going to encourage you to be my guest and tell me how I'm overreacting here. But I'm here to tell you that as of last night, I have now convinced myself that my Cowboys with Matt Cassel at quarterback have a 10 times better chance of beating your New York Football Giants in 2 Sundays from now at the Giants than they would have had with Brandon Weeden at quarterback. You have been right from the start. Just stay off the Weeden. That's what I've learned from this. Just stay off the Weeden, because I got to tell you, I blew it with Brandon Weeden. And I'm going to quote the great Bill Parcells when he was the coach of my Dallas Cowboys back in 2005. And he talked about their roller coaster ride. And he said, we go from the outhouse to the castle. I've now convinced myself that my Cowboys are going to go from the outhouse to the C-A-S-S-E-L castle, as in Matt. I'm starting to feel really good about my chances because I felt really, really bad about my chances with Brandon Weeden. And I'm going to be honest with you again, Stephen A. I let my personal relationship with Brandon Weeden affect my objectivity about his ability to perform for my Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Weeden introduced himself to me at a sushi restaurant in Oklahoma City before he was even the starting quarterback at Oklahoma State, however many years that was back. And I like the guy. You would like the guy. He's a good dude. So when he rose up through the college ranks, and he did beat RG3, and he beat Andrew Luck, and he beat Ryan Tannehill at Oklahoma State, I'm thinking this guy's going to be pretty good. And then The other day, a couple days ago, out of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, I read these quotes from Brandon Weeden. He said that when he played for North Turner in Cleveland, that North Turner told me a long time ago, Brandon, I don't know what you have done to whoever, but you've got the worst luck of any player I've ever been around. Poor Brandon Weeden. Okay, I'm sorry about that. You're the unluckiest player ever. And Brandon goes on to say, that's been the case for me my whole life. Okay, great, but I don't want you to be the quarterback of my reeling Dallas Cowboys anymore. I'm sorry. It's over, Brandon. I don't need you to do that. I need you to be luckier off the field, but please don't subject your bad luck to my Dallas Cowboys. So am I saying that Matt Cassel is a savior? I'm not. But Stephen A., in his career as a pro quarterback, he's thrown 96 touchdowns to only 70 interceptions. He has thrown for 15,727 yards. That's pretty decent to me. And by the way, he stood in for Tom Brady that year and went 10-5 as the starter. Then he went to Kansas City, and in 1 year in 2010, he did take them to the playoffs. Okay, that's better than Brandon Weeden losing 11 straight starts, his last 11. So, again, last night, I'm sure I'm overreacting, but I got a good feeling about this. I think it could jumpstart a team that I thought could beat Atlanta and could beat New Orleans and bank a couple of more wins and get to 4-0 and ride out the storm. Not with Brandon Weeden, the unluckiest player in the history of the NFL. So I give up, but I'm going to talk myself off the ledge because I'm going from the outhouse to the castle. Your thoughts, please.
Well, let me respond. First of all, I want to say that I can't blame you for your position. It's not something that I can excoriate. We all know this. Nevertheless, Skip Bayless, I'm here to tell you it's not going to help you very much over the next several weeks. Let me be clear. I don't blame you to going from a guy who's lost his last 11 starts as a quarterback to anybody. So certainly you can't be dismissed for that. But let's pump the brakes a little bit. Matt Cassel, the only reason why we've mentioned Cassel in the same name as him is because that's his last name. He's never built one. He's never erected one. He's never justified even dwelling in one or visiting one, for crying out loud, with the exception of the one season that Brady got hurt and he guided the New England Patriots to 11 wins, and even then they didn't make the playoffs that year. So let's look at it from that perspective. Okay. This is a guy that's never completed better than 60% of his passes. This is a guy that has about 18 or I think it's like 18 to 25 starts over the last 4 years. I mean, when you look at what he's done, and he's got a career starting record as a quarterback under 500. I believe it's 34 and 38. There's nothing impressive about about Matt Cassel. So when you look at it from that perspective, and then when you combine the fact that you're going to the Giants, you're playing Seattle, you're playing Philadelphia, you're going to lose at least 2 of those games. In likelihood, all 3. So the situation for the Dallas Cowboys is what it is. Chances are, after 8 weeks, they'll be about 3-5. That's about right. Just hope they don't go 2-6. Yeah. But they're not winning more than one of these next 3 games. And so when you look at it from that perspective, I guess this is what you're saying. Even 1 victory is going to be better than 0. So that's where you're going. All I'm saying to you, caution, because Skip Bayless does tend to get a bit emotional, engaging in hyperbole. All of a sudden, you need Prozac or something because you're depressed, because your team is falling off the wagon and all of this other stuff. I'm trying to help you out because I think primarily when you go through those emotions, feeling that particular way, it's the shock of it all. It's that you didn't see it coming. I am telling you, see it coming. Look forward to it coming. The Dallas Cowboys will lose at least 2 of the next 3 games. So just brace yourself for that and hope that Tony Romo is ready to go in 3 to 4 weeks so you can go those last 8 games of the season. But don't anticipate for 1 bit that you're going to win 2 of the next 3 or all 3 of these games, because that ain't going to happen.
Okay, I appreciate that perspective. Thank you very much, birthday boy.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
But look, the odds are that I will wind up 2-6, even with Matt Cassel at quarterback. Yes. Because they will not be favored to win any of the, obviously, next 3 games. But I just got a feeling, and you know how my instincts are. Sometimes my instincts are stronger than my emotions. And I do listen to that little voice in the back of my head that is telling me, I think it's going to be okay now. And I'll tell you why.
You mean not the little voice in your stomach?
The defense has come alive. That's fair. With Greg Hardy, obviously, Rolando McClain, maybe Randy Gregory comes back after the bye week, and boy, he was having some hellacious impact off the edge before he turned his, he had his high ankle sprain. And it's possible, it's just possible that after the 2 weeks off, maybe we have a Dez sighting. I don't know. It's possible. There's been a little word about this.
Whoa. Once again, got to pump the brakes there. Okay, because that's hope talking. That's emotion talking. I know that there's speculation that it could happen, but let's be real about this here. You are the kind of person that will jump because you're praying and praying and praying that this is going to happen for you. I need you to calm down. On my birthday, I'm going to be nice and not think about me. I'm going to think about you. I need you to calm down and expect the worst because the likelihood is that the worst is coming.
But here's better things are coming because Ed Werder now reports the Cowboys are considering starting Kristen Michael at the running back over Joseph Randle and Darren McFadden. And you were right about Joseph Randle. He ain't all that, even behind this line, which has been a little disappointing the last couple of weeks.
When he's running for department stores, he's running very well.
I knew I just opened the door and you ran right through it. I deserve it. Thank you very much. Also, Ed Werder reporting that Ronald Leary, who's been kind of the weak link of my offensive line and maybe a partial reason why they haven't been so dominant, is going to be replaced by the fabulous rookie Lyle Collins, maybe going into the next game. Okay, this is fresh blood. It's new vitality for this team with Matt Cassel at quarterback playing to win instead of Brandon Weeden playing not to lose. That's all he does is dink and dunk and play not to lose. I think Matt Cassel will go out and say, let's just throw caution to the wind. Let's go try to win this game against Eli Manning as opposed to trying to dink and dunk and try not to lose it. That's just me.
So if I hear you correctly, Skip Bayless, what you're saying is Matt Cassel, the gunslinger, he's going to come to the rescue.
He's won at this level. He's played in the playoffs before. Go, Matt, go. I got a shot now. I got a shot. Outhouse to Cassel.
You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
We're keeping hope alive here on First Take.
You go ahead and you do that. Y'all go ahead and do that. Have a good time.
How about we move on
Happy birthday.